Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I'm Itai, and I'm going to be looking at the markets today. All the gurus are talking on YouTube, Twitter, saying buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. And what we're going to be looking at today is this a dip? What we're seeing in the crypto markets right now, is this a market correction or is the market actually changing direction and we're beginning to go into a bear cycle? Now, when I say bear cycle, for those of you that have been in the crypto markets for a little longer than 3-4 years, you probably might think of 2017 and the years before when we've seen those kinds of long bear cycles that happened 2018, 2019. That was all a bear cycle that we're in. And those are the pictures that might quickly come to your mind. But what we're going to look at, I feel like if we are entering into a bear market, it might not be the same as we have seen in the past, because now there's so many more participants in the game, not just retail traders, but you also got a lot more institutional traders who have got their skin in the game, and that's going to affect how the market really moves when it does go into the bear market. There will be a lot more buying, as we've seen with big firms and franchises like MicroStrategy buying up a lot of Bitcoin within each dip. And so right now the question is, are we in a dip? Should you be buying the dip? If it's in a correction, you ought to be buying, but are we in the dip? So we're just going to jump into the charts right now and see what is happening there with the charts. So right there, just going to start off with crypto market cap, the total market cap here. This is crypto, the total market cap one. This one or this total three? I'm not so sure. Okay, this is total three, right? Pardon me. I'm not wearing my glasses, so I can't see to save my life. Okay, this is just the normal total, which includes Bitcoin and Ethereum. So let's see if we can just go full screen on this. So as you can see, of course, I had already indicated what I'm looking at with the current situation right now. We had these tops that we had in these zones, right? We had the selling that we saw here with that move, and then another move down there that we saw, and another point of selling here, giving us a very strong resistance at that zone, which was at around about 2.4 trillion, between about 2.2 to 2.4 trillion dollars is where we had that resistance, right? And then we had a break of this resistance, which you can see here when the market successfully broke above that zone, hitting 3 trillion, and then coming back, multiple retests of this zone now being tested for support as a broken resistance now. So we had, of course, a test here, quick, just immediately after the breakout, and various tests that we see in this point. And then on the 3rd of December, with the news that came out of Omicron, we had the break to the downside, breaking this zone again, which was supposed to be acting as support and had acted as support several times in October and November, and then now in December, that support was not able to actually hold. And of course, when you look as well, you're gonna see that now we've had a clear retest. Pardon me for that. Let me lock this in. So we've had a clear retest right here off that zone, and it even looks like you've made like a head and shoulders pattern here, and we might see a break to the downside. If we do see a break to the downside, I'm going to expect this to drop all the way back to the lows that we saw right at this point, which is where the next major support zone is, where we had this buying at this point, and where we had the wicks from the 3rd of December going right into it and being pushed out from. So this is what I'm looking at with the crypto total market cap, as you can see here. And a lot of people are saying buy the dip, this is a dip. Well, That still ways to be seen. You know, you don't want to rush. See, one of the biggest things about buying the dip is that you want to know when you're in a dip and when you are in a market correction, because if you don't recognize the difference between the dip and the market correction, you're going to have a situation where you catch a falling knife, and you never want to catch a falling knife because you're going to bleed out. And that's the problem that many people end up having when they're coming into this space and you're following these gurus. And you know, each and every bull cycle creates new gurus that come in and jump in and tell you that they know everything about the crypto market, that they've made millions from this market, and you know, you should be buying this and buying that. If you listen to me, you know, X months ago, you would have bought this and bought that. But the reality is, during a bull market, even if you just throw a dart at any coin, if you wrote down the top 100 coins on a chart and you threw a dart, the chances are you do okay with whatever coin you pick, because each and every one of those coins has gone at least 5 or 10x. So when you compare those returns to the stock market, it looks like you're a freaking genius, right? But that's not always the case. So of course, yeah, we've got the support which got violated at this point, and I just put a question mark here because we could still reverse from this level if whatever is happening at this level, right? Whatever is happening at this level here, if whatever is happening at this level continues um, to play out in such a way that the buyers manage to hold this point with no proper closes below this point, and just have wicks, and we just keep going up and down like this, then we could actually break to the upside and look to make fresh highs, right? To retest this high and possibly go above it. But that is assuming that whatever is happening here, um, the bulls manage to hold this position, right? But now let's look at Bitcoin as well, which will give us a lot more. Pardon me here. Right, it's gonna give us a lot more insight into what's going on, right? So this is the Bitcoin chart, and of course I've got already. So somewhere around April, right? March, April, we had this structure that showed up, right? Where we could see the market was making highs here. This was a clear high that was broken. We made a higher high, which is fantastic. You want to see that in an uptrend market, and that was all fair and fine. And then we had a break from that structure. So we had a break of that structure at this point, going creating lows. But even before the break of this structure, if just by looking at what was happening here at this particular point, you could see that there was a manipulation of the highs that was happening, right? The market kept breaking the highs, but without really going far. See, so we broke this high, but we didn't really go too far before we had this pullback. And it wasn't a pullback that stopped at the high just to retest it. It was a pullback that went all the way in. And then we had, a second leg push to try to break this high, which failed. And then you had another move to the downside. And then we came again and broke this high, but we didn't even stay there, and we shot back down. So we could see that happening, and from that alone, it was a good enough sign to see that the market was preparing to go down, right? The market was preparing to go down. This was clear classical distribution that we could see happening at that point. And then now we had this uptrend line that I have in this position here, and you can see that we've had a test here up to that point, created a high, came back down and created a new high, and those 2 points have given me this trend line. And you can see that we've actually broken to the downside of that trend line on Bitcoin. And once again, you have this same zone here being the zone where we're looking to see buyers coming in and keeping this market, defending this market. And as long as buyers can defend this position, which is around 40,000, between about 40 to 42,000, as long as buyers can defend that position, we will not, then we won't go drop all the way down to these so this is not 42,000, this is like 46, 47, 46,000, yeah. And that is the first level that we have, and then after that we're going all the way down to 40k, right? And if this breaks, we're coming down to here, and if that breaks, we're going all the way down to 30k, right? Chances are we're going all the way down to 30k, though we might find some support here. The previous low that was set at this point, right, might be a more strong area that we might find support there. That's about 36,000. But besides that, we could see the market going all the way down to this point if all these levels fail to hold. Currently, bulls are holding, doing well, holding this position. So as long as they're holding, that's fantastic. Just as we saw with the crypto market cap, we could have a situation like this where, you know, the market could keep playing between these 2 points until it finds, you know, its level and goes to create fresh highs, right? But if it does not hold at this level, if this level does not hold, then the scenario that we could have is coming into that and possibly even going lower to find some support at that place. So this is the situation right now with the crypto market as a whole, the way I'm looking at it. And yeah, you know, it's not something that you'd want to hear if you've got bags of coins. We want the market to keep you know, staying in this bullish cycle so that we can keep buying, right? But the reality is it's not always going to be that way. Worse off now that we've got margin trading in the game, so that does play a lot into what then happens with market prices. So yeah, but I also I forgot to mention that, you know, we had all this distribution that happened here, and then we had the market push up there and break this previous high that had been made at this complex structure here, and people are celebrating new highs, and it looked like we're gonna keep going higher, right? But then it was a false breakout. It was a fake out, because clearly we broke above and then we shot back down, broke above, and we've now come back all the way down to here. So we could, if the bulls hold this, as I've said, we could see the market then go to create fresh highs, right? But at the moment, it doesn't look too good in my opinion. The only thing that I do take that's giving me a bit of hope is the fact that this breakdown was you know, came on the backs of, particularly on this day, the breaking of the trend line came on the backs of the Omicron news. So perhaps aside from that, investors would have been, you know, solid on this. But what we would want to see is to see us getting back into this zone between these two white lines, and, you know, us looking to make those fresh highs. So yeah, I just thought I should just share that with you, and hope you like it. If you like this video and you find it valuable, smash the subscribe button and hit that like button as well. Drop down your comments. Let me know which coins you're looking at, what you're thinking about the current situation of the crypto market. Are you buying? Are you selling? Are you holding on to your cash, waiting to see what's going to happen? Is this, in your opinion, the best time to be buying? Should we be buying the dips? Is this a correction, or is this a reversal in the beginning of the bear market? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.